Well, today I'm doing a pepper update. We planted these about a month ago. We're going to look and see what's growing, what didn't grow, and we'll plant a few new varieties. Okay, so we're going to start off with what didn't grow. A lot of these peppers that were older seeds from 2019, none of those came up, but we did have a lot of varieties that were newer. Those did really good. Now they're a little bit leggy. I think whenever I do this in February, they're a little bit more leggy, but once I'm able to put them outside more whenever it warms up and they get the wind blowing on them and more sun, they turn around and do really, really good. So I think first I'm going to show how I pot them up. So we're going to start with these. These are King Arthur's. They are a like a green bell type pepper, and they are a really sweet pepper. And we really like these. These last year, there's the root system on those. Those look pretty good. Last year, this was our tallest plant that we have. Actually, I think it might have been the tallest plant the past few years. But we're going to pot these up, and these are really easy. I just kind of do a mass planting on mine, and you just gently pull them apart like that and see how many roots they have. They are really good. Now, these are a little different. You approach these a little different than tomatoes. Tomatoes you can put all the way at the bottom of the pot, and they will root all the way up the stalk. These not so much, but you can plant them, let's see, a little bit further down, and that will just kind of give them a little bit more stability. I think we might could go down a little bit further yet. But it will help these a whole lot once I'm able to put these outside in the sun and they get the wind. I probably should have put up a little fan. I completely forgot that this year, but that will also help them, and they will perk up. I've done this before. I didn't do it last year. Last year I started them around March, but I think they will do just fine. So another thing to remember is to label them. So we'll do a label there for the King Arthur, and I think we'll just go ahead and do one more so you can kind of see how we break those apart. So we'll get another plant. See, that one's done coming apart like that. We'll get a little bit more like that. They're super easy, and we'll plant it a little bit deep so that'll help it give it a little more support, because they are a little leggy. I don't like to use artificial lights or anything with mine, but last time I did this, I forgot to mention that we only grow sweet peppers, and the reason that we do that is a few years back we grew both sweet peppers and hot peppers, and for some reason in the middle of the summer, like mid-season, they must have crossed, and our sweet peppers suddenly became hot peppers. So I don't know exactly what happened, but we were really upset because we really love sweet peppers, and we have decided since then, after that incident, that we will only grow sweet peppers. So that is why we grow sweet peppers. And we'll just set these to the side here, and I will do the rest of those later on in just a moment. Some other ones that grew were our gypsy peppers. These are our favorite pepper. This is another sweet pepper, and they are super, super prolific, and they're doing really good. This one is the new one. It's a heatless habanero, and I don't know if it's because it's like the habanero type family, but this one took like 3 weeks before it ever even germinated. It was the last one to germinate, and I didn't think it was going to do anything. Another one we have are more gypsies, and I think these are more gypsies. And a new one we have is this Hausenator bell pepper. This one I think this one sprouted like a few days before this one. So these ones were a lot slower to start for us for some reason. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and set this. I guess we'll just do this here. So we also got a couple new varieties to try, especially since all our other varieties didn't grow. So we got this, I think you say it, Lisa pepper from Baker Creek, and it is supposed to be one of their sweetest peppers ever, which I'm like, okay, we'll put this to the test next to our gypsy peppers because we really love them. And it's also supposed to have a really thick wall, and that's another thing we love about the gypsy peppers is they're really thick walled, as well as the King Arthur. They're very thick walled too, and we really like that. Now the gypsy peppers, they don't get as big, and they're not really, I wouldn't classify them as a bell pepper, but the King Arthurs are. They're like your classic bell pepper that you get at the store, but the gypsies are just a smaller pepper. They're not quite a bell pepper size in my opinion, but yeah, we got this one here, and then we also got this Zulu pepper, and we like this because it was purple. So I really like purple, and they say that it's supposed to be super sweet too, so I hope that that's going to be good. I don't think it's a super thick wall. I think it says it's actually a thin wall, but we'll see if we like it, and we'll try those two. I think that's everything I was going to mention. If I can, I'm trying to remember. Oh, don't forget to water these. And at this time, we are starting to have a little bit of nicer days outside, so I can start to put them outside. Now remember, whenever you do this, you don't just like put them out in the sun directly. I usually start them in the shade and then just slowly, progressively give them a little bit more sun and let them stay outside a little bit longer, because it is really hard on them if they've never had sun, especially here in the south. The sun is super harsh. I've already had a sunburn this year, so it is really harsh. Alright, I think that's everything that I can remember that I needed to say and wanted to say. I guess we will do another update video probably if we pot these up, or whenever we end up planting them in the garden, whichever happens first. And another thing is it wouldn't be the worst idea to go ahead and give them a little bit of fertilizer. If I didn't have these in the house, I would so totally do my homemade fertilizer, but it, it doesn't smell the best, so I am not going to do that in the house. But whenever I start putting them outside, and if we have some warmer nights, I will start doing that. Another thing is I don't like peppers. Well, let me just say this. Peppers are a heat-loving plant, so you may get really excited about growing things, but I make sure to not plant my peppers until after it's at least the lowest is 60 degrees at night. So I try and keep mine really nice and warm, and they seem to do a lot better. And I've heard a lot of people say that their peppers get stunted just from the cold. So that's another thing to keep in mind. I know it's really exciting in the springtime, and sometimes you almost have like that false spring where it's really, really nice, and then you'll get a little cold spell. I know we are about to go through that again, but yeah, that's the way I do my peppers. So just remember that they like the heat. Okay, thank y'all so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Y'all take care, and we'll see you next time. Bye!